Hi, good morning, good afternoon. Today's June 4th, 2019. It's 2:03, and we are going to start today's meeting by call to order first our CDA meeting, but we'll start by standing for the pledge. I was having trouble downloading stuff. Diane, do you want to lead us? Sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jim, I will turn it over to you for the invocation, and then we can
Why,
do
thank you.
them.
We always ask our faith community to come out, and as we are a faith community, and we're very pleased to have with us tonight from St. John's Evangelist Church, the Bishop, Emma Whistler. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you. Heavenly Father, in this time when each day brings new stories of violence, we ask you to raise up men and women who will work for peace. We ask you to bless the residents of our communities. May they live together in peace and harmony and have what is necessary to face each day with dignity and confidence. Bless those who protect public welfare, police, fire personnel, those who care for the roads and parks, those responsible for public health. May they have the resources and sense of purpose to do their jobs well. Bless our officials here this afternoon and those they have chosen to work with them. By electing them, we have placed in their hands our common good. Give them wisdom, prudence, patience, foresight, dedication, and a spirit of cooperation so that they may foster the common good of all our community. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Bishop
much.
Whistler.
And so just for those that aren't familiar, we have two meetings today. We have the Community Development Agency meeting, and then we will move on to the regular Town Board meeting. So we will first conduct the CDA meeting, which shouldn't be that long, and as we head over to the other. So Dawn, do you want to come up?
Good afternoon. We need to call to order?
Yep, we did that before the pledge, and then I'll call for an approval for the minutes, CDA regular meeting minutes from May 7th, 2019, 2 p.m., and the CDA special meeting, May 22nd, 2019, at 6 p.m.
Okay, the vote, Kent?
The first
Oh,
and
you
a
need a
second?
motion, right.
I make the
Motion.
motion to accept those minutes. So moved.
Second.
Kent?
Yes.
Hubbard?
Yes.
Giglio?
Yes.
Wooten?
Yes.
Jen Smith?
Yes.
The minutes are adopted. Want to do comments on resolutions?
Yep, so at this time, if there's anybody would like to come up and comment on any of the resolutions that will be before us, now would be the time for that. Seeing nobody, we will move on to the resolution.
Lost one.
Dawn?
Dawn just pulled the
Oh.
resolution.
Didn't see.
Okay, I apologize. Resolution 11 of 2019 authorizes retention of the law firm of Laser Aptheca Rosella Yedid as special counsel.
I move the motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Kent?
I think that this decision is long overdue. I think it's critical that we have outside counsel take a look at this contract, and I vote yes.
Hubbard?
I vote yes. Now that all our ducks are in a row with the scoping plan, and we've met with our original attorney, yes, I'm ready to move forward.
Giglio?
Yeah, I just, I'm not happy that it's not a local that it's not an out of Suffolk County attorney, but I feel that it is important to hire an attorney to look at some of the things, predominantly after they close on the property. But in working with my fellow board members and understanding their concerns, I will vote and I will accept the scope that all of us would like to see as far as questions answered from the outside counsel and just filling us in on what's happening. So in the spirit of cooperation, I will vote yes.
Wooten?
No.
Jen Smith?
Yes, I think it's important that we have another attorney look at the contract as we go through this process and head towards closing, so absolutely yes.
The resolution is adopted.
All right, would anybody from the public like to come up and comment on anything from our CDA meeting? Seeing nobody, I will close our CDA meeting and open our regular town board meeting.
I'll second to close the CDA meeting.
I don't think we have to vote on it, we could just call the meeting to order. If we wanna vote, go ahead. First, it's a second?
I see no downside.
We have a first vote.
Okay, first and second vote, please.
Okay, Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Should I stay in town board? Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
The town board meeting is now open.
Okay. So at this time, we actually have a proclamation for Liz Stokes, if we could have her to come up. She's retiring from the Veterans Committee and community.
She looks a lot less stressed though.
That's what I thought when I read it.
We're gonna miss you, but you're not, we're still gonna call you.
Still coming in.
Jody is the liaison for the Veterans Committee, so she had asked to read the proclamation, so I will turn it over to Jody.
You have veterans in the field too?
Okay, and this, obviously, we all sat around and talked about how we were gonna do this and made sure that we got everything in here that you've done for the veterans in our town.
Say, Lou, when did you do that? I'm like, what are you doing?
So, today we're here to honor Elizabeth Stokes upon her retirement from the Veterans Advisory Committee. Whereas the town board has chosen to honor Liz, who is retiring from the Town of Riverhead Veterans Advisory Committee after 5 years of service to Riverhead's veterans. Whereas Liz began her service to the Town of Riverhead Veterans Advisory Committee in 2014 as chairperson of the committee. Under her leadership, the committee created a Town of Riverhead Veterans Merchant Card for eligible veterans, sponsored a Veterans Resource Fair at Riverhead Library, visited veterans staying at the Acadia Nursing Home with drawings from children and proclamations, worked with Suffolk County United Veterans for Operation Reindeer, providing clothes and bath products to homeless veterans, assisted homeless veterans in finding housing solutions in coordination with veterans agencies, assisted in providing a motorized wheelchair to Suffolk County United Veterans, coordinated with the Town Transportation Committee to place armed services plaques along the Vietnam Veterans Recreation Trail at FCAL, and so much more. Whereas during her tenure with the Veterans Advisory Committee, Liz has demonstrated initiative and the utmost care carrying out the responsibilities of her positions with the Town of Riverhead Veterans Advisory Committee with a diligent and eager attitude. Her extraordinary dedication to public service reflects the highest ideals of our country and serves as a model for others to follow. Elizabeth Stokes has inspired and enhanced the lives of those who know her, including her fellow committee members, her family, and our entire community through her wealth of experience, knowledge, and contributions. Now, furthermore, this proclamation is presented to Elizabeth Stokes to serve as a reminder that although she is retiring, she will be missed and always remembered as a kind, considerate, and loyal individual dedicated to her position and to her service to Riverhead's veterans. And therefore, on behalf of the Town of Riverhead, the Supervisor, Laura Jen Smith, is pleased to recognize and honor Liz today for her years of providing outstanding services to the veterans of our town. She extends personal best wishes upon her retirement and for continued service in life's pursuits. And it's signed by the entire town board, and we really do appreciate everything that you've done. And there's still more stuff in the works, like the Wall of Honor at the high school, where, you know, there'll be a 5-foot by 8-foot flag that'll have plaques of all the students that went to Riverhead schools and were veterans, so that they served in the military. So that was another great idea of Liz. She's always thinking of how to help our veterans, and they're much better off in the town of Riverhead because Liz is part of it.
And Eagle Heart was reindeer.
Yep, Operation Eagle Heart, Operation
I think it's also important to point out that there are people
Yes,
from armed services here tonight.
yeah.
We should have.
And
We'll do
we're gonna have,
one with, and then we'll bring them up.
yeah.
Okay.
How's my hair?
Liz
All three are
smiling.
Want a comb?
I got my moisturizer in the car. Yuck it up.
All 3 hairs are in place.
So Mike, did you wanna come up and say a few words?
Not
And
really,
then
but I will.
If I
Yeah,
can
sure.
get the rest of the committee to come mind from the committee, we have a lot of people in the town that care about our veterans.
A lot of
so-
people that care about them, but it's gonna be really tough to fill Liz's shoes.
Absolutely.
I never really met a more tireless worker for a veteran, just about anywhere, not just in this town, but throughout the state. How many times you told me about a veteran walking into work at the library, and you find a way to take care of them, all right? And you put things right, and it's not often that, I know you're retiring, you ain't retiring. You're just stepping back a bit to recharge your batteries, but if there's a veteran that needs help, you're there, and that'll never change. So, Liz, on behalf of the entire committee, this thank you doesn't seem adequate, but that's the best we could do for the moment. And I'd like to thank the supervisor and the entire town board for recognizing this tireless worker in our community.
Thank you, Mike. It's been a pleasure serving you. You know, I was fortunate enough to live in Riverhead Town that really does have a big heart for its veterans. And our differences will always be there. But if every conversation begins at the table, let's talk about our veterans. If we start the conversation, let's talk about our veterans, there'll be a peace that will come over that table. Our differences will lie down. We will never repay the debt that we owe our veterans in this country. They were made promises that were not kept. And while you can't fix an entire country, you can make sure it's right in a town. And this administration, previous administrations, this town board, previous town boards, have always stood with the veterans of this town, and I'm very proud of that. So, they're in a good place, this committee, so fly. Fly. And I'll be in the background if you don't fly.
I think those of you who are watching, or somebody's gonna be looking over you to
Thank you
make
very
sure.
much. Thank you very much. It's
Thank
been
you,
an honor.
Liz.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Liz.
Thank you.
Thanks, Liz.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks, Mike. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
All done.
No. Yeah. Thanks, Bob, for getting those glasses. That was like when I thought it was on. And now you're a copy of it, right? If anything, you don't know any copy. I don't know. I think half of them.
Worst comes to worst, I'll get a double pay.
Why can't we have no
That they
public
need to-
hearings on
what?
Monday?
I think that.
I know
they
they
all
don't
came
fall
together.
that way.
Larry, do these lights work?
Next night meeting, I have
Okay, resolutions.
I don't even see that.
Miss no show.
Oh, okay, May 26th.
I did. I just saw it.
All right, I'm just gonna do announcements, then we'll move on to approval of the minutes. So the announcements for today is, once again, the town will be holding a street naming dedication ceremony for fallen NYPD detective and Riverhead native Brian Simonson. Detective Simonson lost his life in the line of duty this past February. In honor of the service, the town will be renaming the street he grew up on in South Jamesport Avenue in his honor. So please join us on June 15th at 1 p.m. at the corner of Main Road and South Jamesport Avenue on the lawn of the Jordan Jug Community Center, and all are welcome to attend that. Today, there is a community blood drive from 1 to 7 p.m. at the Riverhead Fire Department Headquarters Building on Roanoke Avenue. Walk-ins are welcome, and all donations will receive a free scoop of ice cream, compliments of snowflakes. So there's
Where's this?
a-
Where's this? Where?
This is at the Riverhead Fire Department. And if you can also call to make an appointment if you like, and that's called Lauren Reichel at 631-369-9136. Again, 369-9136. And that is today from 1 to 7 p.m. So you can just walk in and donate and get some ice cream.
Boy, give your blood for ice cream.
It's worth it. The Veterans Advisory Committee is searching for veterans who attended Riverhead High School to add to the Wall of Honor. Applications are available in Town Hall and at the library, and then should be returned to the Town Board Coordinator. Art in the Parks returns to Grangeville Park this summer and invites you to be part of the Luminous exhibit called Riverhead Rocks. This is a way for individuals to show their creativity by painting rocks that will glow under black lights in the park this summer. You can contact Diane Tucci at dianetuccimedia@gmail.com or call 631-209-4244. Scheduled paint nights will also be held in Grangeville Park during the Arts in the Park events nights, and you can visit artintheparkreflections.com for a full schedule of the events that will be taking place there. And just a reminder, as always, in order to have your letters or emails added to the public record at town board meetings, you need to send them to the town clerk, Diane Wilhelm, and that's townclerk@townofriverhead.ny.gov, or they can be mailed into the address here at 200 Howell Avenue. Also, to sign up for e-notifications, especially as the summer comes around, you will be notified by email of upcoming meetings, their agenda, and other town events that are going on, and you can just do that at the town website. And if anybody hasn't recently, we just updated the town website, so you can check out the enhanced website. It has been redesigned for simplicity and transparency, and to be more user-friendly on mobile applications. So I would just like to thank the IT department for all their hard work in getting that up and running. That's my announcement. So can I have a first and did anybody else have any announcements for anything coming up?
I just wanted to thank you for the work at the railroad station last weekend. That was very nice. I went up there yesterday and rode past it and actually slowed down and stopped there. It
Yeah.
came out really nice. Nice endeavor, and thank you for your time and effort for doing that.
Thank you, and I have to thank my staff and Meg Zigarelli for putting that together. Home Depot donated stuff, Gabrielson's donated products also to be planted there. So if you have a chance, drive by the train station. It really is gorgeous. Take a moment, stop, smell the flowers, and enjoy.
And thank you to our volunteers.
volunteer.
We had volunteers from Local 28, and we had a club from the middle school called Read and Roll.
Yep.
That came and helped us, and even a few people that were waiting for a train helped us.
And Timothy Hill, yes, also came and
Timothy
helped
Hill,
us also.
yep.
So it was really a community collaborative effort, and it's really beautiful to see, so.
And it's gonna be irrigated by East End Disabilities, correct?
Well, East End Disabilities comes by and cleans it up, and then I think the town is helping to water it also. Oh, no, just East End is watering it? Okay. And garbage pickup, very good. So thank you to all who's helped make that possible. Anything else from? Nope. All right, so then can I have a first and second for the approval of the minutes from May 22nd, 2019?
Motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Abstain, I wasn't here. I was at my son's varsity awards night.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
The minutes are approved.
All right, I'll turn it over to you, Diane, for reports and correspondence.
Sure, let's see here now. Under correspondence, there was a letter from Marjorie Williamson, acknowledging and supporting the Riverhead Town Youth Planning Board, and I see I spelled that wrong, so I will correct that. And under reports, the tax receiver total tax collection to date as of May 29th was $136,882,480.98. Town clerk monthly report for May, $13,136.24. And we have no public hearings scheduled for today.
That's a first almost.
Well, and that's all I have.
We always make that up, though.
Yeah.
At this time, we'll be moving on to resolutions, so if anybody would like to come up and comment on any of the resolutions, please come forward.
Sal Mastropolo, Calverton. There are 4 resolutions for salary increases, and I noticed in the be it further resolved that they're reducing the buyback of vacation and sick time. Is that a net wash, the increase versus the decrease?
No, the reason for that is because the increase in salary is not coming during the budget process. And it was, normally promotions are requested during the budget, and then they're incorporated into the year's budget, so that would be this calendar year's budget. That was not done. They asked for promotions mid-year. The board members did seek to give them their promotion, but as part of that, in the budgeting process, people are allowed to, what people do is they say what their allocation of their payout may be for that year, and we put that into the budget. So in order to be able to cover that, they've agreed to not take a portion of the payout this year. It doesn't come off the books, it stays on the books, but they will not be taking that year to cover their raise for this particular year that was not budgeted.
Okay, so what I think you just said was you agreed with what I asked, okay? To offset the salary increases,
asked
which
about the
weren't in
salary.
the budget,
Don't
Yes.
sell back.
they're giving back,
They're not giving back anything.
Well, they're-
That's what I'm saying, they're not giving
They're
back
not taking
anything.
it.
They're not
They're
utilizing
just-
taking it.
They're
They'll
not,
they'll carry it over.
but they continue to have that time. They're not giving up any time from the vacation time.
Just gonna
It's just the
Okay.
days carry over instead of cashing that out this year.
thank you. 449, there's no resolve that the fees were waived. I'm assuming the fees were waived, since they are always waived for the Polish.
It won't be next year.
Yeah, I think they got it in time.
Mhm.
So they did it on the old
Right,
schedule, yeah,
right.
so they probably did not.
So they were waived?
Sal, I believe they applied under the old.
No, I'm not
rules.
questioning whether they should be waived, I'm just saying
That there's
that
no state.
there's
Yes,
no
there's no-
resolved in here that they were waived.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll
they
add,
were. They were.
we'll add that they submitted under the not-for-profit status.
Thank you. 455.
Oh, no, you know what? It's it's in the second whereas, third whereas.
Yeah, but it's not in the
And it's
resolved.
Okay, so we'll add
They
that
asked
to-
for it, but we didn't resolve one way or the other whether it's waived or not.
So,
Sorry about that, yep.
455,
Nah.
I don't see any resolve that crowd control, a certified crowd control manager for over 250.
That's for the food truck.
Which, I'm sorry, which resolution was that?
455.
I think that's for the,
Hallandale.
I think the crowd control is at discretion, if I'm not
Yeah, that's
correct
what
on
we
that.
said last time.
And it's 350 people, I think the application, only 100 at one time. So I think the crowd control is if necessary.
Okay. Well, I guess the same comment then is for 456, because I didn't see any crowd control in that one, so.
Yep.
What's interesting is,
Their hope is that they will need it, but they
well, what's interesting is, you're saying that they're saying only 100, but yet both of these resolutions mention the fact that police officers and vehicles, okay, may be used. So it seems like they contradict each other. The crowds are gonna be small, but yet these two resolutions mention
Because
the fact
the
that they,
proximity of the property, the police officers are used, or traffic control officers are used for crossing people.
okay.
It's not for crowd control, it's for car control.
457, it's a fireworks permit for Riverhead Business Improvement District, but I see no mention of the fee being paid or waived. Do we not collect a fee or waive a fee for the Business Improvement District?
This, I don't know how it works with the fireworks, if they have an application in for the event, and this is supplemental to the event, is there, how that works?
Generally, all of the fireworks applications, there's a fee involved. All of the others that I see, like for the Riverhead Raceway, et cetera, there's always mention of a fee.
But those would be, that would be a for-profit, this would be a not for, you
The
know.
Business Improvement District is
Yeah, extension.
an extension of the town board.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, but they have their own separate budget.
Right, to pay
Well,
for
we have
events
them.
and capital projects, but that's based on a tax
have
levy,
their
but the direction of the budget is adopted by the town board.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if there should be mention of a fee being waived or paid.
Bob, what would you recommend on that?
I'm not gonna be able to find
We
it
don't
out
allow
at
it-
this
we don't-
time.
I don't think so.
If it's a, if,
I don't wanna say it's waived, 'cause I'm not sure it was waived. It's silent on it. I would think if there's a need and we have to amend it, we can further amend it. We have, second meeting in June.
okay,
All right.
Thank you.
thank you.
Because I don't know the answer.
Number one.
Christopher Vinay from Wading River. One of the owners of the Bating Hollow Country Club. You have it on number 30 here, Resolution 458. Our attorney is out of town. I believe Chris Kent is out of town. I would ask the board to consider tabling the vote till we can maybe come in and talk a little bit more about the resolution and try to understand why there is a resolution reducing the units up there, why they can't just allow Chris and Benjamin to build their 21 units and not have a resolution reducing the yield. But we would expect, I believe our attorney also addressed the board. I don't know if you guys got that letter or not, but we would ask if you could table that until we can further, both, I guess, Chris and our attorney is back. They're both on vacation. Thank you.
My intention is to vote no and kick it back to the planning board. There's no reason, in my opinion, why the planning board kicked it to us to begin with.
Well, that's why we really don't understand the resolution, why can't they just, we're in favor of them building the 21 units. We're not in favor of them reducing the yield.
Yep.
So I don't know why that resolution's put in there as.
Well, their planning board resolution, which I'm sure their council could speak to, had an express condition that prior to the chairman of the planning board signing their Mylar map for their final condominium improvements, which would be the 21 plus I think there was 6 that were being refurbed for a total of 27, had in there the following language: this approval shall be modified to state that no more than 277 units shall be constructed as authorized by this resolution. And again, this resolution is the final site plan resolution, which was granted by the town planning board on June 21st, 2018. And then all necessary resolutions to affect this limitation shall have been adopted and all required covenants shall be filed. So by not taking up this action, we create an interesting scenario where the Vistas is put in a position of impossibility. They can't comply with the planning board resolution. So
Or
they
the
can't.
planning board can revise their resolution to
That-
eliminate that
They could do that,
sentence.
they could do
Yes.
that, I don't know what the planning board will do. That's the problem, I don't know what their action would be, so, but I know that because of the way the planning board resolution was drafted, voted upon, and approved, there was a requirement that they come to the town board to address the 1982 special
So
permit.
can
which
they
is-
get their development without the resolution?
If they can go back to the plan, if there's a decision to either vote this down or table this today, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go back to the planning board and ask the planning board to relieve them of that condition in the prior resolution.
But they were granted the 300 by special permit of the town board?
No, they were,
That's right.
1982, the town board took up an application by a company called Flag, let me just make sure I got it right, Riverhead Flag Corporation. They filed a petition in 1982, and at that time, they asked the town board to do a couple things. They asked the town board to apply a recreational overlay district on lands that were formerly agricultural A and residence C.
And that was the 191 acres of
And
the
that was
golf
the
course?
191 acres, of which they expressed their desire, based upon a yield map for that 191 acres, to erect 300 condominium units. And that was by a cluster development. And then with respect to the golf course, they filed a covenant indicating it would remain a golf course. Then there was a later easement filed for the same area, again limiting it to golf course development.
And who gave
That
that
was-
easement? That was town board?
The town board agreed to it, but they offered it under 347 of the general municipal law. So
So those 47 acres were taken out of the 191.
Yep.
by a
And-
cluster development, which
cluster.
was the site plan approval, subject to offering plans with the New York State Attorney General's office.
Which since then, now the Wolfers property was purchased by the prior owners, an additional 11 acres attached to those 144, which came from the Wolfers, which is now attached to basically the original 191, which when you take the 47 out, you come down, and now we've added another 11 acres onto there, with the clubhouse, with the driving range, so we've attached 11 acres from the Wolfers property to the Bating Hollow Club.
And that's a separate parcel?
That would have to be a separate application later. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is that I don't wanna change anything that they did in 1982. I can't see how the 47 acres even got split out, and nobody can tell me how it got split out. So if it was the overall piece on 191 acres and it was still retained by the same ownership, they wouldn't be asking for this, in my opinion.
It needs to go back for the planning board to make the
To-
change, so
you know-
that's I'm anticipating voting no for this in order to allow that to happen, so we can go back to the planning board.
Listen, again, we're not against them building the 21. We just, wanted to know why the resolution was put there.
Well, the resolution again came from the planning board. The planning board was presented with an application from the developer, who I lost right now. The Vistas of Bating Hollow, but I know they go by a different name. They made a case to say that we have the residual rights to that original area, which is the 47 acres, to build out additional condominium units. They provided a title report. They made an appearance before the planning board. They stated their arguments for why they felt the number should go up to 277, which, by the way, is kind of interesting because I read a decision from Judge Bianco in 2012 and 2013 that said there had been some agreement to 270 at one point in time. So I'm not even sure the 300 is even relevant to the discussion. But that being said, they made their case, and what the planning board did was said, we believe their organization has those rights, that there's nobody else out there, whether it be Soundview Associates or any of the other people who were given notice of the public hearing here, who have any residual rights, ownership, privileges to develop off of that northerly piece. And if that's not true, then the planning board acted improperly, but we're fairly confident the planning board acted properly by giving them their 27 units. That's what I understand, because I had a very in-depth conversation with counsel for the planning board, Mr. Ehlers, as to how they came to the decision they made.
And
So,
was the
and I don't
40
think, I don't, go ahead.
Was the 47 acres ever subdivided off
It
through the
was,
planning board?
it was parcelized by the Real Property Tax Service Agency over time. When the 347 easement area was granted, they parcelized that off, and when they then went and did the condominium offerings, they parcelized those off. So it was done through the condominium process, is what Mr. Ehlers told me. So there was never a subdivision.
I file condominium maps all the time, and that's not a legal way. So why the state even took the offering plan is beyond me, but that's something else I'll have to look into now.
All right.
I think as per Mr. Benet's request, we should table this.
Thank you.
I agree.
Anything else? I'm gonna table it anyway, so.
Good afternoon, members of the board. Russell Moore, on behalf of the Vistas of Bating Hollow, Nosal Fox Hill Link. The project has been in the application process with the planning board for over 3 years now for the additional 7 units. Okay, the 21 units were approved. What council was talking about was the reduction. The original approvals were for 300 units. There was a reduction in the mid-90s by the Benjamin Companies, another entity at the time, to 270. Because at that time, we were building the mid-rise units, which were originally 4 stories. Based on review of the planning board actions and the town board's comments, we went to 2 3-story units, 2 stories and a garage, and we reduced it to 270. There was still remaining flow. When we looked at this remaining parcel, which is about 8.4 acres, we wanted to try to see if we can recoup and maximize the potential of this property. And it is a separate tax lot parcel, the only remaining tax lot parcel that's vacant land with the 6-unit building on the 47 total acres. That project was developed with the planning board. We had to go back to the health department to make sure that the flow was there, and we got an additional 4,725 gallons of flow, and that was also a condition of the approval. That was met. There is no remaining flow on that property. And the 47 acres, which is everything to the north of the golf course, is separate and distinct from the golf course parcel to the south. So if Mr. Benet would like to make an application while he annexed the 11 acres to the larger golf course piece, which is subject to the covenants and restrictions as set forth in the open space requirement that was made a long time ago with the town under the special permit, then I think he certainly has the right to go back and make that application. And we would certainly support him, because I would think it's a nice amenity to the golf course. But the process has gone on for over 3 years. It was a condition of the planning board based on planning board council recommendation to the planning board to clean up a lot of things in this area. One of the things that you should also know is part of the process that we did during our application, we agreed in perpetuity to donate the vacant parcel, okay, where the golf course currently has I think it's a 99-year land lease, or it's actually an easement in place, because that changed as the golf course was sold, to the community, the HOA, in perpetuity, because they wanted to use that for additional parking, and we're trying to work things out with the golf course. And right now, they haven't been able to come together as a group to decide to take that over. It's about 4 acres of the 8 acres. We're willing to deed that over immediately at no cost. That was also a condition. And I think we've worked really hard with both the HOA and the planning board to get to this point. And Mr. Ehlers was trying to clean up a number of these items, because there's a number of things on that HOA parcel that come into our property and are as encroachments. But we're not trying to, go against anybody in the community. We're trying to work together to come to a common ground. This was put as a condition. We've now waited, I think, 4 or 5 months to get this on the agenda. I think we've demonstrated to both the planning board and the town board that the open space parcel should be separate from the 47 acres to the north, and we should be able to go forward with this project. It's been an exorbitant amount of time for 7 units, which we've already, and if you look in the resolution, Benjamin is the only one who has the rights. The Knowles of Fox Hill Link, who is the current owner of that 8-acre property, is the only one who has the rights to those 50 units. And we're willing to give the balance of those units up in accordance with the final site plan that's been conditionally approved by the board. Thank you.
Anybody else would like to address the board? Seeing nobody, we will move on to resolutions.
Resolution 429.
Appoints the seasonal recreation aide to the recreation department, so moved.
You remember?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 430.
Appoint seasonal park attendants, so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 431.
Appoints a seasonal beach manager, so moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 432.
Appoints a part-time public safety dispatcher, so moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 433.
This promotes a justice court clerk, so moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Hard worker, yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Can we just hold for a second?
Sure.
Bob, I just have to ask you a question, because on the first one that we voted on, there's a June, John, is this the June 4th date that we didn't get all of the information back?
The effective date on this resolution is June 4th. I don't know that they've already had their drug and alcohol test, so can we just make it effective? I think typically the policy has been if they don't pass the drug and alcohol test, we don't hire them. My understanding.
So can we leave this in,
We leave it
This
as
is for the promotion?
no?
No, we're going
It's a-
all the way
it's a
back,
hiring.
you're going all the way back to
Gene
429?
said that they were,
Yeah, 429, I apologize, all the way back to the top.
I'm sorry, it went,
Well, I
that's,
would just
Well, we're not
leave it.
supposed
We're
to,
gonna-
we're not supposed to tell anybody that they're hired until they pass the drug and alcohol
that's
test,
my,
so.
that's my point.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So we can make it effective today, but
but
that,
they didn't pass yet, but there's no results yet.
Right.
And
So then-
So
today
make it
is,
pending the results of the test.
Well, it's
Right.
effective tomorrow. Oh, today, I'm sorry, yeah.
so we, what should we do?
never called them, but.
I know, but we did, so we're trying to figure out how to fix it, right? So,
That effective upon,
can I rescind this resolution? And then just
what
put
are
it
you
through as
gonna do, then
amended?
do it, ratify later, or,
We can either ratify or we can
We
rescind
could
it
either
pending,
amend it saying pending
well,
results
I
of.
was gonna say effective pending, clean results.
Okay,
Mhm.
so can I,
So instead of, effective today's date, take out June 4th, 2019, effective, so instead, put in the words pending,
application or,
pending negative drug and alcohol test results.
Effective
So,
upon
we
the-
already voted
effective
on it the
upon
way
the
it is.
Favorable.
We already
upon the
voted on it.
employment,
Or favorable clearance.
We already voted on it the way it is, so
Yeah.
should we withdraw this and then add another number to the end
We-
and
we rescind it. We rescind this resolution, right?
rescind and then give
And
it
then-
the last number after we pay the bills? Give it another number and re-adopt it with modified.
I don't.
Is that on all four of them?
No.
No, it's just that.
Just that.
Okay.
You can recall a voted on resolution for an amendment, can't you, or no?
Yeah. I think
Okay,
you
how do
can.
we do that? Just
So
Bob,
I-
just,
I-
can you
if
call
wanna
it?
just make a motion to
Give it to us.
recall, your vote on
429.
resolution 429? I mean, if there's a motion, otherwise.
Okay, so I'll make a,
Because
I'll
right
make,
now it's adopted.
right, so I'll make a
Right.
motion, I'll make a motion to recall resolution 219-429 and to, can I move it forward as amended also?
And I'll second it.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So, and then I'm going to move it forward.
There's a motion to amend it, say recalling it, and a motion to amend to remove June 4th, 2019, and insert successful.
Well, you just say effective, that it'd be effective upon, pre-employment background check clearance.
That's fine.
Yes.
I like those
Okay.
words. That's good. I like that.
Okay, so I would like to, move this resolution forward as stated by Bob. I will first, do I have a second?
Second?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes to recall.
Wooten.
It's to recall and then move forward as amended.
Right.
It's a double, okay.
Yeah. So yes to that, Jody, or no?
Okay,
Okay.
yes.
Wooten,
I don't think it's
Yes.
right away, but.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Okay, so resolutions 429 has been recalled
And amended.
and amended.
And approved,
And approved.
as amended.
As amended.
Successful pre-employment background check. That's
Sorry
Okay,
about that, guys.
That's all right, so we'll move on then to where we were, resolution 434.
Ratifies the change of status to part-time police officers, so moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
it. Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 435.
Ratifies and accepts the resignation of a part-time police officer. So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Good luck to John DeSuno. He just got, he's gonna be a border patrol agent. Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 436.
Terminates a leave of absence and ratifies the reappointment of part-time police officers to active duty status. So moved.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 437.
Accepts the retirement of a building inspector. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Best of luck to Mark. He's been with the town a very long time and he will be missed.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Mark is probably one of the hardest working employees of the town. I think every department head and supervisor would love to have somebody like him underneath them. And nothing but the best to him and in his retirement. We're gonna miss him. Yes.
Giglio.
Agreed, and ditto. That, he's a great worker, he'll be missed. We're losing a lot of great people this year.
Wooten,
Yes.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes, and Mark's been with us, I think, almost over 25 years, or just about 25 years, so I wish him well in his retirement and to enjoy. So yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 438.
Approves the leave of absence request, so moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
I see the chief just walked in. He said that this is gonna actually save us money, so if it doesn't, we're gonna take it out of your salary, right, chief? Okay, good, I got the thumbs up. Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 439.
Approves increase in salary for the Deputy Wastewater District Superintendent. So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
I am going to abstain on this, as for the reasons I stated before. I think that these promotions should occur during the budget process. I think they're well deserving of a raise, but as I said, it should be done during the budget process, so I am going to abstain on this.
Resolution 440.
Approves increase in salary for the sewer district superintendent. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
And again, I'm abstaining for the reasons stated.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 441.
This approves increase in salary for the chief deputy town attorney. So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
And I abstain once again.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 442.
Approves increase in salary for the town attorney. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
You knew he was gonna do that.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
And once again, I abstain on that one.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 443.
Appoints a hearing officer. So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 444.
Suspends an employee. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
No.
Giglio,
No.
Wooten,
No.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution is not adopted. Resolution 445.
This adopts a local order amend Chapter 105, Article 2 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Appeals Board of, also known as Zoning Board of Appeals, for an amendment to application filing fees. So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 446.
Adopts a local law to amend Chapter 301 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Zoning and Land Development, Minor and Major Subdivision Regulations, Amendment to Application Review Fees. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
I'm gonna vote no, and the reason I'm voting no is because we did have somebody that showed up at the public hearing that said that people have owned property in this town for a very long time, especially a lot of the big farm lots, and if they wanna subdivide those lots and sell, and give them to their children or give them to their family members, they're gonna have to pay these ridiculous fees in order to do that, and I thought that there should have been an exemption in here for that, but there's not, so I'm gonna vote no.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
I vote yes, and I'm just, Jody, I don't remember you bringing up about the exemption to consider.
Well, it's something that somebody did bring up, and I did bring it up when we sat and discussed it at work session. I brought it up that the lady stood up at the public hearing, and we should be listening to the people that come up at the public hearings.
I know, I don't remember you putting that
Well,
forward.
I said that I was against it because of the woman, what she said at the public
Okay,
hearing.
no, I just,
No, we grant you that, but
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember hearing any
I don't either.
amendment or addition to
Well,
this.
you guys were set with adopting them, so.
Oh, so it wasn't a concerted effort. I get it.
Okay, resolution adopted. Resolution 447.
Adopts a local law to amend Chapter 301 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Zoning and Land Development, Article 57, Special Permits, Amendment to Application Fees. So moved.
Seconded?
moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 448.
Authorizes town clerk to publish and post a public notice of public hearing to consider a proposed local law to amend Chapter 255 entitled Parades, Assemblies, and Special Events of the Riverhead Town Code Amnesty Period. So moved.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes, I wanted this resolution brought forward because I wanted it to be a complete one-year cycle so that everybody could get caught up with the new laws that we were adopting for special events. Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith,
Yes.
resolution adopted. Resolution 449.
This approves Chapter 255 application of Polish Town Civic Association Incorporated for the Polish Town Street Fair and Festival on August 17th and August 18th, 2019. And I believe we amended this to include
To
waiving
have a,
fees.
yeah, to have a resolve that the fees are waived due to their not-for-profit status.
So moved as amended.
A second.
Moved and seconded as amended?
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 450.
Approves Chapter 255 application of Jamesport Fire Department to conduct a Fireman's Annual Bazaar, Carnival, and fundraiser July 23rd through July 27th, 2019. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please?
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
I just, do we wanna take the rest of the resolutions, cause they were 255, we could've taken these together. Resolution 251, 451, 452, 453, 455, 454, 455, and 456, do we want to move them as one resolution?
I like calling them
One mo-
out so that the public knows that what dates and what's happening on that particular day.
We can read the dates off separately, but take them all as one motion, so we don't do,
Yep.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Yeah.
The public does wanna know, especially with the runs and stuff that we get, they wanna know their neighborhood is gonna be infiltrated.
okay, so why don't we, can we have a first, a second to approve the 255 applications, with resolution, we did 51 already, right? No, with 451 through 456,
So moved?
Second.
moved and seconded, vote please?
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Are we gonna read them each?
We'll
Okay.
vote and then we'll
Yes.
read them out.
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Of course.
Jen Smith.
Yes,
Okay, so that was just to group them together?
Yes.
Okay.
no, that was to vote on, that was to vote all of them.
Vote on them.
We
Okay.
voted on all of them, we moved
Alright.
all of them and we voted,
So resolutions
So now we'll call off the dates.
adopted.
right.
So,
The first one is St. John's Evangelist Church, the 150th Anniversary Family Car Show and Festival, which will take place July 13th on 2019. The next is the Railroad Museum of Long Island, Return of Steam to Long Island, August 24th and 25th, 2019. The PC Richards and Sons Memorial Day tent sale, which will be August 6th through the 20th of August. And the North Fork Brewing Company one-year anniversary party, which will take place on Saturday, June 29th. And then we have the Halleckville North Fork Food Truck Fair on Saturday, October 26th, 2019. And also at Halleckville, we have the 39th Annual Halleckville Country Fair, which will take place on Saturday, August 24th, and Sunday, August 25th.
Very good. You did a good job.
Thank you, Jim, I appreciate that.
So we're up to resolution 457.
457, approves the application for fireworks permit of Riverhead Business Improvement District's management, Wednesday, July 3rd, 2019. So moved.
second.
Moved and seconded, vote please?
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 458.
This is using the table, this one?
Yeah, I move to table resolution 458. Do I need to read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Authorizes the supervisor to accept declaration of covenants and restrictions to limit and exhaust all remaining rights to construct condominium units approved by special permit of the town board by resolution number 680 dated November 3rd, 1982. Move to table.
Second.
I have a first and second to table resolution 458. Vote?
Kent,
Vote, yeah.
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes to table.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes, I think it's just trying to get a better understanding of why things are the way they are. Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution 458 is tabled. Resolution 459.
Boy, they ask you things.
Nobody wants it.
You, right, Jim?
That's tough.
Got it.
Oh.
Authorizes execution of an easement with National Grid, Long Island Aquarium. So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please?
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 460.
2019 paved New York Road resurfacing grant budget adoption. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 461.
Again, a 2019 CHIPS Road resurfacing grant budget adoption. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 462.
Awards bid for landfill renewable energy project. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yeah, I went through the bids with the committee, and there's a lot of qualified companies out there, so I hope that this time around, somebody actually takes us up on it and actually builds it. Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes, and I think that it's smart use of the property over there. It has potential over the 20 years to bring in over $4 million to the town, and for the taxpayers of the town. So, as Jody says, they have a 90-day due diligence period, but we are confident that this will come about, and I'm very happy to say yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 463.
Authorization to publish advertisement for a request for proposals for update of the Town of Riverhead Comprehensive Master Plan. So moved.
There's just one amendment to this, one amendment in the second, what? Yeah, the second resolve clause where it says the first one is June 27th, 2019, and then it says June 13th. That June 13th should also be June 27th.
Yes, okay.
Okay,
So you're gonna move it as amended, Tim?
Yes, we'll move it as amended.
so I have.
Seconded?
Okay, first and second as amended, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
All right.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 464.
Extends contract for well and pump emergency services for the Riverhead Water District. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 465.
Authorizes the supervisor to execute change order number 1 for emergency generators at plant numbers 1 and 16 for the Riverhead Water District. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 466.
Riverhead Water District budget adjustment to capital project installation of emergency generators at plant numbers 1 and 16. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 467.
Replacement of senior building inspector budget adjustment. So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 468.
Extends bid contract for corrosion control chemical for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 469.
Authorizes the removal of fixed assets. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 470.
Authorizes execution of contract with Seed Clam Administrator. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 471.
Capital project plan budget adoption. So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
I'm very pleased to move forward and get some well-needed projects done. Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes, and this is a capital project plan, budget adoption, where we move some money into doing some work at the parks that has been, we've not been able to do for the past couple years. So we have plans in there for the Bayberry Park tennis courts, to be repaired. The Reeves Park Beach facility, we just had a grant that we redid the septic system there to a low nitrogen septic system, so we'll also be able to replace the toilet facilities there. Stosky Park handball court will have be resurfaced there. We have work on Edwards Avenue parking lot that will be completed. We're upgrading playground equipment at several of our parks. So I'm very happy to say yes and move this forward.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 472.
Calverton Recreation Park Capital Project Budget Adjustment, so moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes, and this is something when we have our annual audit report, this is always one of the things that comes up on the audit report, that there was money that was used to upgrade over at Calverton Park over there that needed to be paid down, so this is the beginning of paying that down, so glad to have moved that one forward also.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 473.
East Creek Marina Utility Panel Repairs Budget Adjustment. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes, and I want to thank PSC&G for working with the town and getting this done quickly so that our boaters at East Creek could have power for Memorial Day weekend. Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 474.
Wellbridge Care Center, installation of water mains and appurtenances. Budget adjustment, Riverhead Water District, so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Do what you
Resolution
do.
475.
Authorizes purchase of police uniforms pursuant to General Municipal Law 103 sub 16. So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
I'm not so sure that you should use the term piggyback law here. Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 476.
Pays the bills.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
And I believe we have one that was, if we could take it off the floor, do you guys have copies of it?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, if I could have a first to take this resolution on the floor and move it forward for a vote, which is ratifies and approves Chapter 255 application of Home Depot Development of Maryland, Inc., plants, annuals, trees and bush sale, June 1st through July 15th, 2019. This is an extension of what they, one of the, what we had approved.
So moved?
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes, Home Depot actually steps up to the plate and helps us out anytime we ask them to, so they're a great community member, yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Okay, so we take, is it a
I-
double, we're taking it off the floor?
And we, when we adopted it, yeah, we did.
Okay, so resolution 477, we'll call that is adopted.
At this time, I ask any friend from the public that would like to come up and address the board, to please come forward.
Just want to say a happy birthday to our dear Chief Financial Officer of the town of Riverhead. Happy birthday, Mr.
Yes.
Lothar. Day late, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I did. I sang to him earlier.
Happy birthday, Bill.
Happy birthday, Bill.
All right,
Another
see,
it's 8 years you can retire.
so,
And go give blood.
I move
At
to-
the firehouse.
Move to adjourn?
yep. That's all done, so, all in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
I thought that was funny, piggyback law.
I know, I know.